Hey guys, Brittany here. All right. Today we are going to talk about how to start a new habit. Okay. But before we do that, I need to drink my juice because speaking of new habits, we're gonna get into it. But one of the habits I build is drinking my juice like right after lunch, so that I remember. And when I drink one of these and then I rest for like 20 minutes, it allows me to like completely like just skip over the like afternoon slump. So I drink one of these and then I sleep or I rest on the couch for like 20 minutes. And then it's like this starts kicking in. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go again. Got my cat nap in. And of course, while I'm drinking this, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and you like this video. Only if you like it, you can go ahead and hit like and subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified when new videos pop up. You can hit like on Facebook or other platforms also if you like it. I'm not against that. And feel free to hop in the chat and say, hey. All right. I think I got most of it here. All right. Let's get into it. How to start a new habit. All right. I might be a little distracted here because my kids are sneaking in. Yep. She's in here. Ellie, go play. All right. How to start a new habit. So we moved into our new house a couple months ago at this point, or a little more than a month ago. And with that, like routines and everything have been changing. And so the habits that I've already like were building and have had to be adjusted, right? To fit a new house, a new lifestyle, a new schedule. And then also there's obviously new habits, right? Like when you're constantly learning new things, you're constantly wanting to implement new habits, right? So let's talk about really what a habit is. A habit is, for me, my definition is something all around consistency. So it's doing something consistently every single day or even multiple times a day until it's just kind of like ingrained in our brain, right? Like we just kind of start to do it automatically, right? And so for me, habits are kind of like the precursor to a routine, right? Like a routine, you just kind of go through it and you don't even think about it. A habit is something that maybe you think about it, maybe you don't. But a lot of times when we're trying to add in a new habit, we do have to be conscious about it first and do it consistently until it becomes habit, if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. So to start a new habit, you have to be consistent. Like you have to do something consistently. And a lot of times, especially when it comes to like healthy habits, right? Like we don't usually say like, oh, I'm going to start a new habit. And it's like, a habit that's not good for us, right? Maybe sometimes, but usually those just kind of tend to happen and we're trying to break those habits, right? Usually the new habits are like things that are good for us. So we really want to get to that consistency, right? That's the underlining key to starting a new habit. But the question comes down to, how do we build that consistency? Right? If I want to start a new habit, how am I going to build that consistency? And one example that I have in my own life is, like I said, we moved in this house not that long ago, and we keep our kitty litter box in the basement because, it's gross, right? And in our old house, we had a furnished basement. So we were down there a lot more often, and the laundry room was down there. So it'd be like I would do laundry and then I would clean out the litter box, right? Well, in the basement now, we don't go down there as often. And so it was like getting neglected. And our poor cats were like, hey, you keep forgetting to do this, right? And that's usually what the new habit is like, I keep forgetting. I just keep forgetting. So I was like, okay, I need to figure out a system where I can do this consistently. And so it's not getting too gross or smelling, right? Or where my cats don't even want to go because it's too full. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because it comes to the first thing to build consistency in starting a new habit. And that is to add in your new habit around things you already do. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Adding in your new habit around things you already do. Okay. So for me, in my kind of disgusting example, I already take out the trash when it gets full, right? Like the trash being full is a visual cue, right? It gets full. I hate when it's overflowing. So it gets full, I take it out. Well, what I started doing is I was like, okay, when I take out the trash, I am going to also clean out the litter box, right? And I just tied those two together, right? Another example is I take my supplements, I pair it with eating lunch or right after lunch, right? So it's finding something that you can attach it to or something that you're already in the habit of doing, right? And so for me, like I make lunch, I take my supplements, they're all right there, right? It's in the same, I keep my supplements in the cabinets in the kitchen so that I have that visual reminder. And I know that while I'm making lunch, I grab my supplements out. All right, so that's the first thing. How to start a new habit is to like add it into something that's already a part of your routine. Okay. Some of my medication I take when I brush my teeth. Like I take my medication, it's in the bathroom when I brush my teeth. So notice I have my supplements in one area and I have other medication in another area so that I'm always remembering because it's a part of another routine or habit that I've already built consistency around. Okay. So that's the first one. The second one, hey, go play. Kid interruption. Oh, here they come. Okay, go.
Wait, Ellie has to get it. Hi.
Okay, go on.
Oh, wait, I said hi.
Okay, no.
Hi,
Go.
hi.
Okay, go. Anywho. Okay.
Hey, Mom.
Let's reel it in.
I take one
Yep.
Coke back?
Let's reel it in. So first thing is add it to another habit or routine. The second one, yes, kiddo. I said yes. The second one, busy mom life, you understand, is to start small, like microscopic small. Okay. You can always add in more later. Okay. This one's really hard because if you're like me, you might be like an overachiever and very ambitious and you're like, I'm full force, I'm going to do it. And then you're like 2 weeks later, I don't know, I'm putting too much pressure on myself. It's not happening, I'm not being consistent, and it's too much. Okay. A great example of this is like most people want to drink more water, right? Like for me, I think the new thing is to say like half your body weight. It used to be like 64 ounces, but now they're saying like half your body weight. And so when I was pregnant with my first daughter, the doctor was like, you need to drink a gallon of water a day. And I was like, I don't know if you know that, but that's like a milk jug. And I'm not a chugger. Like I cannot drink things really fast. So like, the giant bottles of water that are like this big, that like maybe you have one or you see it carrying around, like that is so daunting to me. And like that doesn't work for me. So for me, I learned the hard way, and lots of nagging from the people around me, that for me, what works best is to drink my water in like I think this is a 16-ounce glass, and just drink more of these. And the reason is, for me, having that smaller amount is easier to drink. And the nice thing about this is, instead of trying to like, chug for 5 minutes and that much of the like water is gone, this, I can't even chug, right? I can't open my throat. But this I can drink in like 2 minutes, right? And so if I feel like I'm falling behind and I'm not getting enough intake, I can drink one of these really quickly and catch up, right? And it's small wins, right? Like if I track my habits, I can be like, oh, I drank 3 16-ounce glasses. I just say 3 glasses because I just measure, rather than like, chugging 3 glasses and it's like this much gone, right? So, right. That also goes with time, right? Start small, right? It's better to do 10 minutes of yoga, 10 minutes of meditation, or even 5 minutes every single day or 5 days a week to give you wiggle room than it is to do an hour-long workout twice a week, right? You're going to get more bang for your buck because it's all about consistency. Right? So add your habits to something that's already ingrained in your brain that you don't have to think about, right? Or a routine or things you already do. And that goes like putting it in an environment where you see it, having it in a time schedule where you do other things, setting an alarm if you need to. And then also start super duper duper small. You can always add on more time or more endurance or whatever it is that you're adding on later. Right? All right. So that is how you start a new habit, right? And make it sustainable. I should add that in. How to start a new habit and make it sustainable, right? So it's not like you're starting it and then a week later you're like, what habit? What was I going to do? Right. All righty. That is it for my time. Peace. You guys have the best day. Bye-bye.